This week on CTV News, we will be bringing you updates on the blackface incident at the ASCSU Senate meeting.
Then we will be telling you about the Native American Pow Wow that occurred this past week.
And we will also let you know how this week's snow affected different students at CSU. Good evening, I'm Bella Roberts.
And I'm Ren Wadsworth, and you're watching Channel 11 CTV News.
During this week's ASCSU Senate meeting, a black senator was removed following a controversial costume. Senator Kobe Peters appeared in a costume featuring Canadian flags, a wig, and black paint on his face intended to incite anger over the re-election of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who was recently criticized over a photo of him in blackface that circulated around the internet. Peters was removed for not properly representing the College of Engineering in a 29-1-2 vote, motion for by Senator Alejandro Benitez. We will have more information on this story as it develops.
This week, ASCSU passed a new bill for the CSU Ram Ride program that offers safe methods of transportation for students to get home on the weekends. Bill 4912 was passed, giving Ram Ride $7,500 to purchase 20 new car toppers. Being purchased early into Ram Ride's operations, the old toppers were beginning to not illuminate, requiring Ram Ride to get new ones. The ASCSU senator who presented the bill, Connor Cheadle, said, "If you've ever done Ram Ride, they don't work."
Fort Collins was hit with a snowstorm this week, but the CSU campus remained open. Here's more on how that affected students. The public safety team and president of the university make the final decision on campus weather closures. In an email sent to students and faculty, instructors were encouraged to be flexible, resulting in some class cancellations.
I used the bus to get here. All of my classes except for one got canceled because I had an exam, so I had to come all the way down here for like 50 minutes, and now I'm going back.
According to source.colostate.edu, in consideration of tuition already paid by students and the university's mission, the goal is to remain open when possible. Administration aims to make the decision to delay or close campus by 5:30 a.m. Road conditions and campus sidewalk and parking lot assessments are also considered.
It's good. We did have a slip a little bit where the bus normally stops to pick you up. The road was a little too snowy or slippery, and the bus, as he was taking off, it slid off to the side, but he gained control real quick, so it wasn't too bad.
Walking to my first class this morning was a little miserable just because of how cold it was, but that's really the only way it's impacted me.
I love it. I'm happy they're canceled. I wish my exam was canceled, but...
Isabella Roberts reporting with CTV 11. For more information on university weather closure guidelines, you can visit source.colostate.edu.
The Native American Cultural Center hosts its annual Pow Wow each year, right here at CSU in the Laurie Student Center Ballroom. And this year, it was bigger and better than ever.
The 37th Annual Native American Pow Wow, put on by the Native American Cultural Center, was hosted by Colorado State University in celebration of Native American Heritage Month. The event featured Native American jewelry, regalia, music, and dancing. The Pow Wow encourages students and locals to gather and celebrate Native American culture. Alexandria Hopkins, Vice President of American Indian Science and Engineering Society, or ACES, says that the event is not just for Native Americans, but is an inclusive environment for students who are interested in Native American heritage to learn and understand the culture better.
So it's a way to show, that we're still here and that we're still celebrating our culture, and that they have an opportunity to come and observe, know more of what, why people are doing what they're doing. Your friends who may not be, maybe non-natives, that they can come and see you and see you in a different light and a different element, and see more of your personality and more of what makes you you.
Spiritual advisor Doug Goodfeather explains that a powwow is an opportunity for learning.
But this is just a social dance where everybody's just coming to gather today, this style of dance. It's a gathering to come and have a good time, bring awareness to our communities, to our colleges, educate people, and just to help people understand where we come from. We have a lot of reasons and things that people are misconceptions of it and stereotypes of it. That is a good place to come and learn as well.
A powwow is not only a celebration of culture, but also of life. Ren Wadsworth, CTV, Channel 11.
Today is unfortunately the last day of Native American Heritage Month, but if you are interested in getting involved with the powwow next year, you can find more information at nacc.colostate.edu.
Next February, CSU will be hosting its first international symposium over a 2-day period. Partnering with the Office of International Programming, the symposium will include a keynote speaker as well as individual education sessions. The symposium will aim to help CSU students and faculty to add global dimensions to their teaching and learning that goes on at CSU. Kathleen Fairfax, the Vice Provost for International Affairs, said, "This is a chance to showcase what all sorts of people are doing in the international area." CSU students and staff are able to submit proposals on the symposium to the Office of International Programming regarding a wide range of international topics.
The Larimer County Coroner's Office has identified the victim of a fatal car crash that occurred in Poudre Canyon on Monday. 32-year-old Logan Martinez of Alamosa was identified as the individual killed. The crash that occurred around 10:15 a.m. on Rustic on Highway 14. According to authorities, Martinez was driving his Dodge truck headed east on Colorado 14 before crossing the lane on a curve, swiping a Freightliner box truck. Martinez was pronounced dead on the scene. The truck was being driven by 68-year-old Wayne Clark, who received minor injuries. Alcohol and drugs are not suspected factors, but speed is, according to authorities.
On Wednesday, another Fort Collins coffee shop poured its last cups before closing its doors for good. The Wild Boar Cafe, located off South College Street, announced earlier this month that it would be closing after 12 years of operation. Primarily utilized as a coffee shop, the Wild Boar Cafe was unique in that it also offered a selection of local brewed beers and food offered from different Fort Collins businesses. The cafe's closing comes following the closing of the Linden Street Cafe in downtown Fort Collins, which also closed at the beginning of the month.
As you all know, today is Halloween, and with that came Yelp's rankings of the most haunted cities in the United States. Coming in at third place on the list this year is Fort Collins, coming right behind Savannah, Georgia, and New Orleans, Louisiana. This list was determined by calculating the number of Fort Collins businesses that have the word ghost, haunt, or creepy, excluding haunted houses from the list. The most haunted location in Fort Collins is said to be Walrus Ice Cream, where employees have reported broken windows, among other suspicious activities.
Fort Collins will be adding a new neighborhood park in the northeast side of town called Trailhead Park. The 5.6-acre park will feature a playground, bathrooms, a running path, turf grass fields, and shelters for neighborhood gatherings. The park, named after the surrounding neighborhood, is among the first parks built in that far northeast part of Fort Collins, an area that is set to see extensive growth in the next decades, according to the city planners and developers.
Are you excited for the new park that's coming to Fort Collins?
Yeah, I definitely am. I think I'll have to go check it out, maybe take a run down there.
Yeah. Do you have any dogs that you could possibly take to the park?
Unfortunately, my dogs are not here, but otherwise I would definitely bring them.
Yeah, my dogs aren't here either, but I do have some guinea pigs that I could take to the park, maybe on some leashes. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, that sounds so exciting. Well, next we have Remy with weather.
Queen is just my everything.
His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
Hello everyone and welcome to Cory's Countdown. It's 3 top stories in CSU sports, 2 players to look out for from UNLV, and of course the coveted 1 minute of mayhem. Oh wait, sorry I got a little carried away in my Halloween costume. My name is Kristen McAllister and I'm back on the spookiest night of the year to tell you about all of the spicy entertainment stories that have been going on this week. So let's get into it. It seems that we've skipped over fall and went right to Christmas because it snowed this week. So I went out and I asked the students of CSU how they felt about the snow.
Should we have had a snow day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should have. I agree.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think so. It's too sunny outside for a snow day.
Yeah, definitely. When I woke up this morning and heard everybody else was canceled and like DU was canceled yesterday, I was like, come on CSU.
Do you like the snow?
Yeah, I like the snow. We're not from this state, so we moved up here for the weather.
I would like it if I could stay inside. No, I'm not a cold person.
No. I'm like not good with the cold. My body hurts,
My face hurt this morning and I don't love that.
What are your favorite things to do in the snow?
Mostly get out of it.
Snow Angel. Snow Angel is my favorite. I would like to eat an icicle.
How does the snow affect your feelings about the fall season?
I wish we had a longer fall.
It makes me enjoy fall more. It's something new. I just really like the snow.
Now it's just gonna be cold. Now I can't enjoy it. It's like I already feel like it's Christmas.
I'm a research person and statistically on like really hot or really cold days, students test worse.
If the snow wasn't here, what would you be doing?
Like hammocking and stuff, yeah. I feel like I'd go to a pumpkin patch, like hit a corn maze.
I would be riding my horse. I'd be going to corn mazes.
Any excuse to stay indoors, wrapped up. Awesome.
Clearly, we had some mixed opinions about how the snow has affected the feelings of fall on campus, but the Fort Collins community is warming up the season with the various events that they are hosting. If you're in the mood for fast casual Asian food, don't walk, run on over to the newest branch of the Walk and Roll restaurant. In addition to the restaurant on South College Avenue, the new branch will be coming to South Mason Street. The grand opening is taking place on November 4th, and they will be serving Asian cuisine from 11 in the morning to 9 at night, Monday through Saturday. Having this restaurant closer to campus will surely walk your world. If you were walking around Old Town earlier today, you may have seen mini monsters roaming around. This morning was Tiny Tot Halloween. This family-friendly trick-or-treating event was fun for all ages as kids dressed up in their best costumes to get candy from dressed-up vendors. The vendors were business owners in Old Town who were thrilled to give out candy to the kids of Fort Collins. It was so cute to see all the unicorns, ninjas, and monsters running around and enjoying Halloween. This next event was impossibly cute. The Dog Parlor hosted their Halloween party earlier today. Participants dressed up their furry friends and brought them to the parlor for Halloween festivities, including a costume party. Clearly, both human kids and puppy kids were able to engage in the holiday fun. Even though I would be too scared to hang out with monsters, if you feel so inclined, you can hang out with all kinds of creatures tonight at the Monsters Ball. Chippers Lane on South College Avenue is hosting their 90s Halloween party from 9 to 11. Wear your favorite costume and jam out to all the 90s alternative tribute bands while you bowl and eat plenty of food. And if you want to escape the cooler October weather, this is the perfect place to get inside and have a good and slightly spooky time. If you want to have a funky time this holiday season, you can make some mugs at Funkworks. This upcoming Saturday, you can become the artistic genius you've always wanted to be as you start making a ceramic mug from scratch. You can paint the mug, make fun designs on the mug, or even put your mug on a mug. The mug making extravaganza goes from 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Well, Rams, that's all the entertainment news I've got for you, but stick around to hear Remy Kebbel talk about the forecast that you'll be hanging out in during your Halloween night.
I got a crick in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex. That I was scared of. It's very sad no more love. All that I could do was remember you. You know I usually say no, but if you throw me love, I'll throw it some more.
Good evening, Rams. My name is Remy Kebbel. Let's start with the current conditions of tonight. So, right now it's 32 degrees. It's windy and cold. The wind is 4 miles per hour, and there's a 0% chance of rain, so you can look forward to that. The sunset is around 6 p.m. So, with the lows, let's start in Fort Collins along the I-25 corridor. It's going to be 24 degrees, so it will be pretty chilly. Denver, the same thing. Colorado Springs will be warming up just a little bit, but it won't be that warm. Again, 30 degrees. Pueblo is in the teens, so 18 degrees. Let's start with the highs. So in Fort Collins, it's going to be 40 degrees, still chilly. Denver, 37, and then Colorado Springs, 35. Pueblo is 39 degrees, so it's going to be pretty cold out there, so you might want to dress warm. Along the I-70 is going to be 32 in Lyman, so a little cold, and then Grand Junction is 50. That'll be the highest that you see. Tomorrow's forecast is 40 degrees with a low of 17, and then it's going to be partly cloudy. The wind is 9 miles per hour, and there's a 0% chance of rain. Again, the sunset is 6 p.m. Along with your 5-day forecast, so on Wednesday it's going to be 29 degrees with a low of 16. Thursday is 38 with a low of 22, and then Friday it kind of gets warmer, and then as you go on your weekend, it's going to be 40 degrees, and then with a low of 27, and then on Sunday it will be 46 degrees with a low of 25. And then on game day, it'll start off at 23 degrees, very cold. Dress warm. The game starts, gets a little warmer, not too much. Unfortunately, the game starts at 37 degrees, and then we end the game at 40, as you can see here. And then that's all we have this week for weather. Stay tuned for James with sports coming up.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
I'll be right back.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Welcome back, Rams. I'm James Hall, filling in for Cory Odom, and have no fear, we still have Cory's countdown, as well as James's jersey out for Halloween, which means we have 3 top stories, 2 matchups in favor of the Rams for this weekend, and of course, the 1 minute of mayhem. Let's get started. The red-hot CSU volleyball team, here's the 3. The red-hot CSU volleyball team won their 20th straight match on Tuesday against the Wyoming Cowgirls. The victory over the Cowgirls was the Rams' second victory against their neighbors to the north, securing the border war twice this year. The Rams were led by a dominating Olivia Nicholson, who finished in the top 5 on her team in every statistical category. She finished second in aces and blocks with 3 apiece. She finished 4th in kills and 3rd in assists in digs. She had 9 kills, 2 assists, and 12 digs. The Rams are also playing the Falcons right now at Moby Arena, which unfortunately we do not have a live update, but if you're curious, tune in to 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins for a live update. From one team on a winning streak to another looking to end the season with one, the CSU soccer team is looking to win their 3rd straight game, and the 2nd team to beat Wyoming this week. Oddly enough, Wyoming's roster looks a lot like a second Colorado team, with more than half of their team being from the Centennial State, including their starting goalkeeper, Riley Forbush. Forbush, who is from Colorado Springs, has a saving percentage of 76% on the season, with 42 saves, but no shutouts. And so, despite being a wall of a goalie, the Cowgirls are only 7-7-4 on the season, and will have a difficult time on their hands this Friday due to CSU's Player of the Week, Kaylee Lordman. Lordman has scored 9 in 9 of the 18 games this season, with multiple goals in 2 of them. She has also scored at least 1 goal in the last 4 games. The Cowgirls will have their hands full trying to defend the midfielder on Friday. While the soccer season is wrapping up, the Major League Baseball season has officially come to an end as of last night. The Washington Nationals won their first World Series in franchise history, and they were the first team to win 4 road games in World Series history. As we take a look, we can see here as George Springer pops up to second baseman as Drupal Cabrera for the first out of the 9th inning. Hudson starting off strong, and here we see with Jose Altuve, strike 3 on a pitch high in the zone, and Michael Brantley, the last batter for the season, and he strikes out on a pitch in the dirt. Hudson throws his glove. He's having a day, as he should, being a World Series champion. Now we have 2 matchups for this weekend. After coming off their 3rd victory of the season, the Rams have a few promising matchups against the UNLV Rebels this weekend. First off, Rams wide receiver Warren Jackson will be lined up against Jericho Flowers on the Rebels. Flowers, who has some promise at the cornerback position, does a really good job here against Fresno State closing the gap, allowing his team to stay within striking distance. And here against San Diego State, who has a pretty decent receiving core, he gets a pick for about 13 yards. Unfortunately, those are only 2 of the shining spots because, as we see here against Fresno State, he leaves too much separation between him and the wide receiver and gets burned for a huge play downfield. And, well, when it comes to the run game, sometimes he just ends up on his back, which could be due to the fact that he is 5'10" and only 180 pounds. Which means going up against 6'6", 220 Warren Jackson, that little push-off is going to be sending Flowers right out the end zone. The second matchup is between the CSU Rams defense against the UNLV offense on 3rd down. The Rebels have an abysmal percentage of 27.4 when it comes to converting on 3rd. The Rebels' lack of efficiency on 3rd down plays well into the defensive prowess of the CSU Rams. During their last 10 wins, the Rams have been successful at stopping 3rd down conversions on close to 3/4 of the time. That makes this a necessity for them to win the game against UNLV, which is... And now, time for the 1 Minute Mayhem. There we go. So as we know, it's the 1 Minute Mayhem. I have yet to see these questions, so let's get it started. Maybe. Out up there. There we go. So, how do I feel about the Nats win? I am stoked. I did not want the Astros to win at all. I was hoping that the Nats were going to get their first win of the first World Series win. Next question. We stumbled. Did Juan Soto deserve the MVP award? No. It should have either gone to who it went to, Steven Strasburg, or it could have gone to Anthony Rendon. Next question. CSU or UNLV? CSU. Why? Just went over it. Next question. Who's CSU's volleyball MVP? Brianna Reynolds or Hoger Jensen? Why? They're studs. Next question. Who's winning the World Series in 2020? New York Yankees. Easy. Next question. Will CSU make a bowl game this year? Not unless they win out, so no. Next question. 49ers or Cardinals tonight? 49ers, they've undefeated, and the Cardinals aren't doing that great. Next question. Will the Jets regret not trading Le'Veon Bell? Probably not, and the stumble got me. I thought I could do it. Unfortunately, it didn't happen this time around. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. But make sure to tune in on Monday for more coverage of CSU sports. I'm your sports anchor, James Hall. Have a great weekend, Rams.